back. We in here. We up in here. Let me log in. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Good morning as well.
To a coffee and conversation. My name's Michael, one of your recovery coaches.
Yeah. My name Craig, also one of the recovery coaches.
And I'm Karen.
All right, what we got going on today? I mean, we got a lot of stuff here. Any announcements?
Yeah, Recovery on Wheels. There will be no Recovery on Wheels this Wednesday. But starting April 7th, next Wednesday, they're going to be at the Wendy's in Bridgeton.
Nice.
From 10 a.m. until 2. It's a pretty purple bus.
A pretty purple bus.
Right there on 49. Now they got a new Wendy's coming out, so we're gonna have to make a distinction, right?
Oh, we do?
Sure.
Yeah, cause they got one down here on Pearl.
Oh! I don't know how the diet guy know all about the burger places, but anyway, we gonna get.
Yeah, we're gonna get
I don't know how my diet guy over here.
Give me a biggie bag, $5 biggie bag.
Today, welcome everybody to Capital Recovery Center. This is our coffee and conversation meeting. Today, we're going to talk about rule number 2 from the 5 rules of recovery. Is something that we came across on the website called addictionsandrecovery.org. Everything on their website, you can go there and you can download PDF copies of it. They provide a lot of things that help in the process of your recovery and help coaches and stuff like ourselves. So today or last week we talked about rule 1, which was change your life so that it's easier to not use. Today we're going to talk about ask for help and develop a recovery circle. Ask for help and to develop a recovery circle. Anybody would like to start reading?
I can start. It says most people start recovery by trying to do it on their own. They want to prove that they have control over their addiction and that they are not as unhealthy as people think. But trying to do recovery on your own is the hardest way to go. It is what you have already tried unsuccessfully.
Right, and I can attest to that. I tried it on my own, and
didn't work.
And actually, it did not work. You know, I didn't even have a good long run with it on my own. I probably stopped using at that time maybe about two weeks, maybe 3 weeks at tops. You know, and I know it takes more than 2 to 3 weeks to stop addiction, and so I'm thankful that I had to go another route.
Yeah.
And that was TC, AA, NA, behavior modification.
Everything.
All that
Bottom of the barrel.
life skills.
Man. So one of the things they said was most people start recovery by trying to do it on their own. And what we're talking about, asking for help and develop a recovery circle, this is a process that has to be developed. I can't speak for a woman, I've never been one, but I know a lot of men has an issue with asking for help. When we find ourselves, men perspective, from a man's perspective, when we find ourselves in situations where we need help, it would take an extreme measures for us to actually reach out for help. So if you're in that particular vein and you find it difficult to ask for help, men or women, I'm only speaking from how I seen it. You have to ask for help and you have to develop a recovery circle, and that is a challenge that you will have to start. It's a process that you will have to start. Most people start recovery by trying to do it on their own, and that actually does not work.
It says addiction is isolating. Your world gets smaller as you give up more of your life to make more room for your addiction. Recovery involves learning to reach out and ask for help.
It says your world gets smaller as you give more of your life to make room for your addiction. What that simply means is you have your own little world. When I was actively using, to those don't know, for 22 years of my life, 16 years, from the age of 16 to the age of 38, 22 years, I struggled with all types of drugs. During those times, I had my own world, and that world only consisted of people who participated in what I was doing. From the person I brought the drugs from, to the people I did the drugs with, to the crimes I committed, to the rehabilitation centers I went to. I had, my addiction has caused me to isolate myself from all the things or all the people who can help me. And that's simply something that happens, and you won't even realize it, that you have been in this one area for so many years and not even realize that when I first got on the airplane, I said, hold on, this is the first time I ever got on the airplane. And I was like 40-something years old. And I never actually got on the airplane before. And the reason why is because I had become so isolated with my addiction.
Yeah. Like minds travel in like circles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And so that's a true statement, that's a true fact. And you only want to be around those who share the same behaviors and lifestyle that you share. And it's really, when you look at it, it's really counterproductive when you isolate yourself with only those type of people. And so, in recovery, you'll begin to branch out and meet new friends and new behaviors.
Build, develop.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, so the isolation part is the addiction to whatever substance that you are currently struggling with needs you to isolate yourself so that you don't get better or get the help that you need. So if you find yourself in an isolation situation, you are actually playing into the part of helping your own substance use disorder, honestly. So you need to get out of that place. All right.
Show common sense when asking for help. Not everybody is your best friend. Some people might not be understanding that you have an addiction, and some people might not be supportive that you want to recover. Don't let that stop you. There are many people who do want to help. Like us.
Like us. Yeah, we are definitely here to help you. We are motivated and dedicated to helping people who are struggling in that same type of area. So don't let the situation stop you. There's many people who want to help you. You can contact us and get in touch with us, and we can help connect you to the services that you might be in need of. All right, let's move.
You want to read, Craig?
The next bullet topic says, develop a recovery circle. The stronger your circle, the stronger your recovery.
Oh.
A recovery circle should include at least the followings. Number 1, close family members, close friends, health professionals, counselors, and the last one says SelfHelp Recovery Group. Surround yourself with good friends, families, and professional people, counselors, and self-help recovery groups, such as this virtual recovery group, Coffee Conversation. Then on Thursday, we got our all recovery virtual meeting as well at 1. And so, yeah.
Develop a recovery circle.
Mm-hmm. Everyone finds asking for help difficult. This is one of the reasons that self-help groups are important. They make it easy to find help because they provide a non-judgmental and understanding environment.
Which you will definitely need. It is very important, I believe, to be in a non-judgmental and understanding environment. Now, when I say that, I've learned that you also need someone to actually be stern, if you will, or put their foot down too. Because if you try to get with all the non-judgmental or the people who are in the same environment, situation as you, understanding environment as you can actually use that as a crutch. If you're not careful, you need somebody to say, that's it. It's time for you to, you need that. You need that. And it's not that they're being that judgmental, but somebody has to be there, because if you with everybody in your crowd and they're all like, oh, it's okay, you'll make it through that. You can't have everybody like that, because it's possible that the next relapse can be your last. So if you have that in your mind, that these people aren't going to judge me no matter how many times I relapse, you have to also be cautious and understand that you constantly going back to the things that you have been away from is possibly could be your last time. So you need somebody around you to say, hey, it's time for you to stop doing what you're doing.
And if you are in the pre-contemplation stage of being a part of some type of self-help group, it's always good to have someone to come along with you. Because for newcomers, I know for me, it can be very nervous being around people that you don't know, you're not familiar with, sharing your story.
That's true.
And so, in a good setting of self-help group, we all try to encourage one another, say, hey, listen, we all in this together.
Yeah.
You're not alone. And hey, loosen up, relax, have a cup of coffee, and we're going to
feel free.
Feel free. All right? You want to read the next one, Mike?
Yeah, I got you. So listen, the first things we just went over, we talking about rule number 2, ask for help and develop a recovery circle. First thing we discussed was how addiction is isolating, develop a recovery circle, and everyone finds asking for help difficult. So next we're going to talk about self-help groups. It says joining a self-help group has been shown to significantly increase your chances of recovery. The combination of a substance abuse program and self-help group is the most effective strategy. That's when you combine substance abuse treatment with self-help groups, you can be more effective and you can be able to maintain your sobriety longer if you have these things in place. There are many self-help groups to choose from. Coffee and Conversation, All Recovery Meeting. I am just to name a few.
Just put them out there. Like, why not?
Tuesday, 10 a.m., Thursday, 1 p.m. Soon we'll have an evening meeting for you guys. But listen, there are many self-help groups to choose from. 12 steps groups include Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Marijuana Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous, and Adult Children Anonymous. There are also self-help groups that are not based on 12 steps, including Women for Sobriety, Secular Organization for Sobriety, Smart Recovery. You have all types of spiritual programs that you can go to as well. I know at my particular church, Glory Tabernacle Church, has a group that deals with substance use. It's called Victorious Living. So whatever pathway you choose, don't limit yourself and say, well, I am for this, but I'm not for that. That's cool. I really don't get stuck there. I just want you to maintain your sobriety. Whatever pathway you need to take to stay away from the pathway that you came from, that's the self-help group you need to stay attached to.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Because
all right.
There are many ways, or many pathways
to recovery.
And so if you join us this Thursday at 1 p.m., you can hear some of the pathways that we discussed. All right?
Also, don't forget that we're going to be doing Friday, our April Spotlight for Recovery. April, every month we have someone that we spotlight for recovery. You can find the link when you see us posted on all our social media pages, and you can follow the link if you would like to be one of the individuals who would like to share your success in recovery.
And we're going to start our recovery walks.
And our recovery walks. When is on here somewhere?
Starting next Friday.
Next Friday.
April the 9th.
Right here at Bridgeton, right? We're going to do...
Yep, Bridgeton City Park, Zoo, and Raceway.
Yes, so come on out. Recovery walk. Oh, it's
what time we going to be at?
Next Friday.
At 11.
At 11. Come on out and walk for recovery with us. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
I hope the weather is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it's excellent.
It's excellent, yeah.
We did it last year.
Yeah, we did it last year. Put your sweats on. Get your nice track shoes on. If you need track shoes, Craig is willing to sponsor. Like, I'm just
Now, where do they meet up at? Do they meet here or do they meet at the park?
The Salvation Army. It's
Salvation
where we always meet at.
Absolutely.
On the corner down here by the Richmond Park. Yeah, right at the Salvation Army, 11 o'clock. Come on down, walk for recovery.
That's right.
Let's see. Benefits. Let's talk about some benefits of belonging to a self-help group. One of them is you feel that you are not alone. Mm-hmm. It's very important you feel like you're not alone. Next, you learn what addiction and denial sounds like by hearing them in others. That's a good one. You know when you hear somebody else like, that person's in denial. You know why you can tell that person's in denial? Because it sounds like something you said. And you learn about that. You learn what strategies have been successful in recovery. Again, whatever pathway you use, as long as you were successful and not turned to the lifestyle that you came out of, that's a successful recovery. Mm-hmm. You have a safe place to go when you where you will not be judged. Well, can't nobody judge you. I definitely can't judge nobody who's currently struggling with a substance use disorder when I just came out of mine.
We talked about that earlier about, for especially newcomers, with those who are well versed or like a veteran like Mike, he's very inapt to speak about so much.
Yeah.
And so he's very in tune with recovery. Me, myself, I'm a newcomer in this field, and I'm learning along the way. So, but I know a few things myself.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah, I'm just joking. But just come on out and join us. And if there's someone out there who'd like to share a story or two today while we're speaking, feel free, because this is a virtual self-help group.
That's right.
Is there anybody out there that we may...
Anybody out there want to share anything, y'all can let us know. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section on Facebook Live, and we'll discuss the question that you possibly have dealing with all things recovery.
Because this is not about us just pouring information out there to you guys. It's about you guys reciprocating information and giving us some ideas to go on and so that we can help one another.
Yes, sir.
Iron sharpen iron.
Iron sharpen iron. All right, let's move. Who's read next? We coming on in.
Guilt and shame, right?
Yes.
Guilt and shame are common emotions in addiction. This is one benefit of self-help groups that deserves special attention. Guilt and shame are obstacles to recovery because they make you feel like you have damaged and that you have been damaged and that you don't deserve recovery or happiness. Self-help groups help you overcome guilt and shame by seeing that you are not alone. How you feel that recovery is within your reach.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things we like to be encouragers to those who may join us virtual or when we have people in the building, we can do it in person, let people know that, hey, you made a mistake or two. That's all right.
Get up.
Get up. Mike said get up. I like to say get up and run. Pick yourself up, get up and start running. And so we as recovery coaches here, we share our stories. We also help break down some of the barriers. And so to let you know that we had to go through some of the barriers that you may be facing, and you're not alone. So join us.
All right. Where we at?
How to get the most out of a self-help group. It has been shown that the way to get the most out of a 12-step group is to attend meetings regularly, have a sponsor, read 12-step materials, and have the conscious goal of abstinence.
Yeah, meeting regularly, have a sponsor, find 12-step materials. Get anything you can do to help with your recovery. Like I say, I always say about my personal recovery, my foundation is built on my spiritual principles that I use every day, and everything else is built off that foundation. However, everybody has to find out what your foundation for your recovery may be, and then you get the material to build on that particular foundation. It has been shown that the way to get the most out of 12 steps groups or any other group is to attend regularly. That means that you have to be active. You can't try to get more out of something if you're not active in that situation. If you want to get the most out of your recovery or your sober life, you have to be active. You have to be doing things regularly. I mean, just think, when we were actively using, we didn't say, I'm calling out today. Nobody said, today I ain't getting high today. It was active. We were regularly using. It wasn't like, today I'm going to take off from getting high. That doesn't even exist.
Yeah, so I had to find out, I had to lean on my higher power, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And that is my foundation as well, because without that, I try to do it on my own, and I know every time that I did it on my own, I fell tremendously. And so now I lean on the Lord to be my guide, my help, and my strength. And so whatever your higher power, whatever strength that you draw from that makes you drive or have the motivation to not use, continue to lean on that, and I hope the best for you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got last here. We got reasons for not joining the self-help groups. These are some of the reasons people give for not joining self-help groups. We can go back to the fourth one. I'll go first. If I join a group, I will be admitting that I am an addict or an alcoholic.
And that is to say, the first step to recovery is to do what? Is to admit that I have a problem. All right? I want to do it on my own. I just said it before. I cannot do it on my own.
At all.
I don't like groups. I'm not a joiner.
I don't like speaking in front of people.
I don't want to quit one addiction and become addicted to AA. Wow.
I'm afraid someone will recognize me.
That's a powerful one. Because a lot of times, I think one of the things that I think is one of the most, I'll use that word, stupidest things ever, is a lot of times when we're in recovery, we're more concerned about confidentiality when we're actively using our whole town and the county next to it knows you are on drugs.
The county next to it.
It don't make sense. It's like so stupid to me, because when I'm in treatment getting help for my problem, I want you to know I'm getting help. So I don't want to keep my confidentiality down. I'm saying for me, I want you to know I'm getting help. But this says, I'm afraid someone will recognize me. Listen, everybody knows in your town when you are actively using drugs, and the people in the county next door to you where you live. Next, I'm not comfortable with the idea of a higher power. This is something that people use as excuses for not joining self-help group. If you're not comfortable with the idea of a higher power, that's your personal choice. You have that right to feel that way. But don't allow that to stop you from connecting to self-help groups. All right, what we got?
Yeah. I can assure you that most people who have joined a self-help recovery group have had the same objections. You may discover that these objections are really just your addiction talking, and that there are solutions to all of them. Before deciding if self-help groups are for you, give them a try and ask the people how they overcame their objections.
All right.
That's good stuff, man. We had another successful coffee and conversation meeting.
Absolutely.
And this was rule number 2, which is ask for help and develop a recovery circle. Again, tune in for Thursday All Recovery meeting. We'll be talking about recovery spotlight that we have every month. This Thursday we'll be talking about that and pathways to recovery. What else we got? Any more announcements?
Well, next week we'll be going over rule number 3.
Rule number 3, which is
Be completely honest with yourself and everyone in your recovery circle.
you gotta be there for that one.
You gotta be.
You gotta be there for this
it.
one.
Don't fake the phone or fake it till you make it. None of that.
Yeah.
You gotta be honest.
You have to be honest.
All right.
All right.
All right, I'm done. We see y'all next week, or we see y'all Thursday at 1 p.m. at All Recovery Meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.